Shalom Aleichem. The Mechaber in Tov Kuf Mem Pes bring down the halacha of the Chayovim, this Anois B'Tisha B'Av, B'Yud Zayin B'Tammuz, B'Gimel Tishrei, B'Yud Tevis. B'Bnei Dvarim Haroyim She'iru B'Hem. The Makar is from a Navi in Zechariah that says, Soim HaRavi, Soim HaChamishi, Soim HaShvi, Soim HaAsiri. Soim HaAsiri is Asara B'Tevis. Asara B'Tevis was a time that Melech Bavel made a siege around Yerushalayim, and that was the beginning of the Churban. The beginning of the Churban Beis HaMikdash started from Asara B'Tevis. The Chasam Sofer brings down, and we find something unique about Asara B'Tevis that we don't find by other tiny years, the other three tiny years. We know the halacha is that if Tisha B'Av falls out on Shabbos, Shabbos Kodesh overrides the tiness of Tisha B'Av. The halacha is that you don't fast on Tisha B'Av, you keep Shabbos. However, there are Rishonim that hold that if Asara B'Tevis would fall on Shabbos, the halacha is that you'll fast on Shabbos. That the tinus overrides Shabbos Kodesh. The question is why? More so is that we know Tisha B'Av was the climax of the Churban. The actual Beis HaMikdash was destroyed on Tisha B'Av. And when that day, when the actual destruction of Beis HaMikdash is destroyed, Shabbos overrides Tisha B'Av. So for sure, when Asara B'Tevis was the beginning of the Churban, Shabbos for sure should override it. So why do we find that, why the halacha, according to Avud Ram, that the tinus overrides the Shabbos? The source is because the pasuk says that etzem hayoyim hazeh, referring to Asara B'Tevis. But still, we need to understand the reason why the Torah is makbid that Asara B'Tevis should be dafka on that day, and it will override even Shabbos. Says the Chasam Sofer that the reason for this is, we know the halacha is as asur to fast on Shabbos because of the mitzvah of Onik Shabbos. But if a person has a chaloim, a bad dream, and he's nervous about future sorrows, bad things that might happen to him, therefore he wants to fast. Such a fast is mutter on Shabbos. It's mutter to fast on Shabbos for sorrow shelo yovoy, a tsar that shouldn't come. Therefore, says the Chasam Sofer that Asara B'Tevis, on the day of Asara B'Tevis, there was a bezdin in Shemayim that sat and decreed that this day should be the beginning of the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash. Says the Chasam Sofer, every single year on this day of Asara B'Tevis, the Bezdin Shamal sits again, and they decide, should this year be the year that the Beis HaMikdash will be rebuilt, or Chalila, the Churban Abayis, will continue that year? Therefore, if the tinus of Asara B'Tevis falls on Shabbos, it's mutter to fast on Shabbos, just like a person can fast on a sar sheloi tavoy, on a future sar that should not come upon him. So too, on Asara B'Tevis, all of Klal Yisrael have to fast in order that the tsar, the future decree, should not be a decree that the Churban should continue. It should be a decree that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu should build the Beis HaMikdash. Therefore, it's more than Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av is a tinus that we're fasting on something in the past. But the tinus of Asara B'Tevis is a tinus that we're hoping for a future. And that is even Doicha Shabbos. We know that the Chavetz Chaim speaks out in a few places that in order for the Geula, the Binyan Beis HaMikdash to come, we had to fix the cause of the Churban Beis HaMikdash. What was the Churban of the second Beis HaMikdash? What was the reason for the Churban? The reason for the Churban was a lack, missing a shleimus in inyanim of bein Adam lechaveri, which be'ikr came out with sinas chinam. So in order for the Beis HaMikdash to come back, we have to try to be misaking the inyanim of bein Adam lechaveri. I'd like to share with you a fundamental yisoid and eitzah that we find in our parsha, in this week's parsha Vayechi and last week's parsha Vayigash, how a person could work and overcome in Yonim min Adam Chaveroi, especially when his friend seemingly did something harsh and nasty and difficult and painful to him. We find that Yosef HaSadik was a boy of 17 years old. His brothers wanted to kill him. So much so, they decided to sell him down to Mitzrayim as a slave, away from his family, in a country which was not with the ideals of his background, was not ideal for his growth, and it was years and years away from his family, end up in a prison. Finally, in this week's parasha, the brothers ask him, please beg, son no pesha achecha, please be moichel the bad that we did to you. So now we have to think to ourselves, is that possible? Is it possible to even be moichel, to forgive a person for such a terrible, terrible thing that they did? And what do we find? What did Yosef answer him? Ayoyim aleim Yosef, al tiro, ki atachas olakim ani. Says Rashi, shema b'mekoymoy ani bitmiya. If I wanted to do anything bad to you, could I do it? It's all HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As you find in last week's parasha, Yosef told him right away, go back to the father, and you should know, v'atem loy atem shalachtem oisiyeno. You didn't send me down to Mitzrayim. Ki Elokim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent me here. Vayasimeni la'av l'paro la'od l'cho, but he made me a av l'paro. And v'yishacheni l'kim l'fnechem l'sum l'chem she'eres ba'aretz. HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent me here. I said b'ferish, the whole Mechira was not you. You didn't send me. HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent me. This is the source of how to overcome in Yonim ben Adam Chaveri, the true emunah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that no one had any power whatsoever to do anything to us without the Ratzon Hashem. Yosef HaSadik did not see anything on a personal level. The brothers personally did not hurt him. It was all HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The way the receiver of such hard things has to look at it as it's all Yad Hashem. Of course, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will deal with the person that did it accordingly. But the receiver that gets the punishment has to realize that it's all Yad Hashem. It's all HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It did not come from that person. Therefore, that will remove automatically the hard feeling that one might feel personally to that person. Is that with this, we can understand, and Medrash, the Medrash says in Parshas Vayechi, "Vayisnu oisoi b'shvil sheyikra hayam lefneim." Vayisnu oisoi, the brothers hated Yosef in order sheyikra hayam lefneim, in order that the sea, the Yam Suf, should split in front of Klal Yisrael. What does Medrash mean? According to what he said, is why did they hate him? They hated him because the Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted they should they should sell him to Mitzrayim. And in Mitzrayim, he ended up becoming the Moshel, the Av to Paroi. He became a god. The Mitzrayim did not let Yosef leave. So therefore, his bones were in Mitzrayim. But his bones came up with the Jews out of Mitzrayim. And when it came to the Yam Suf, Ayar Hayom V'Yonois, the bones saved the 600,000 Jews coming out of Mitzrayim with the bones of Yosef. Where did that all start from? Where did that come from? Yisnu Oisoi. Because the brothers hated him. Says the Medrash, Yisnu Oisoi, Bishvil Sheyikra Hayam Lefneim. They hated him in order that the Yam Suf should be able to survive, be the survival of all the Jewish people. Meaning to say that everything is out of Hashem. There's nothing personal. No one is able to do any harm to us without the Rasan Hashem. With this in mind, we're keeping this chizuk in the Emunah. In the Emunah, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was totally the one that's controlling, which this lesson is learned from Yosef HaSadik, this terrible story of the brothers selling Yosef, which ended up the survival of Klal Yisrael, which Yosef HaSadik saw clearly the Yad Hashem. This is a way that we could work and be able to remove from ourselves sinas chinam, and we're able to become better and develop a better ben olam chaveri, and be'ez Hashem. This Asara b'tevis, the Bezin Shalmala will paskin, will be goizer, that will be zeicher to geula shlema, a binyan Beis Hamikdash, which we all should be zeicher to see and to rejoice, to be there, to be there for binyan Beis Hamikdash. Thank you. A good Shabbos. I hope you have a very, very good fast, and thank you again.